Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, so much weather to talk about. It starts with the tornadoes around the Midwest, Chicago area, seeing several tornadoes. They're going to be doing all those damage surveys today. Today, we have to look for the damaging winds and tornadoes throughout the Northeast. Pittsburgh up to Burlington, Vermont, that just gets hit so hard with the flash flooding. I'll have that and all the heat across most of the South. Then new evidence that inflation is cooling, where prices are coming down the most. You'll see those stories and so much more right here on GMA.
The White House touting 12 straight months of cooling inflation and U.S. unemployment down to 3.6%. I'm ABC's Justin Finch. How those numbers could affect your interest rates coming up.
And a warm morning out there with live cam at 79, about 80 degrees. Still not too bad compared to the temperatures we will face later this afternoon.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is 6 a.m. on your Thursday, July 13th.
Happy Thursday. I was going to say happy Friday Eve or Friday Junior. We're almost there. And hopefully if you have weekend plans, they're going to be indoors.
All right, so we've been well over 100 here in the Alamo City. Can't even imagine what the high temperatures have been down in the valley and along the border. And Justin is in for Mike with more on that.
These triple-digit temperatures, the stretch of triple-digit temperatures just keep adding up. We're going to put together a pretty long stretch here, I think, where we'll be up over 100, and the heat index is just making it even more miserable. These were the highs yesterday. 105 in San Antonio, 109 in Cotulla, 109 in Laredo. Not the hottest place in the country, though, believe it or not. That belongs to Death Valley. We're going to talk more about that later. Really big time temperatures there. But this is dangerous heat, especially when you consider that humidity making it feel so much warmer. Right now in Del Rio, we're at 85. The heat index is still at 92. I've been watching that number closely. Pretty incredible to see a heat index above 90 at this hour. We're at 80 here in San Antonio. Still have not fallen below that mark. Heat index here is 85, and we do have a little bit of a cloud deck working in. Like the last several days, those clouds go away pretty quickly, and by noontime, we're going to be up around 93. High temperatures today, I'd say somewhere around 104. Heat index will be 108 to 109 as we head to 4 or 5 o'clock. And it takes well into the evening before temperatures dip below, say, 95, and the heat index gets below 100. So maybe 10 o'clock feels a little bit better. Mostly clear, temperatures around 90. Yeah, we'll take a tour of the country coming up in just a bit, talk water temperatures as well. They're very warm. But now we got to talk traffic this morning. Let's check in with Stephen once again.
Hey, Justin, things have been pretty quiet from what we've been seeing on TransGuide, but as we were getting ready to go to commercial break, I spotted an issue along I-35. It's not here at New Braunfels. It's actually right there at Schertz Parkway. We were actually keeping a very close eye on this area due to overnight construction, but it looks like a crash has popped up, and you could see a big backup already forming in those northbound lanes of 35. You guys know this already. It's a busy corridor, so anytime an incident pops up, it's going to lead to more problems for drivers out there. So in a few moments, I'll step out of the studio, talk to our friends at TransGuide to see if we can get a view of the conditions out there. But if you're heading up north of 1604, maybe to Live Oak or Schertz, be on the lookout for those flashing lights. Looks like we can also expect some delays there as well. Giving you a wide look back here in the metropolitan area. The story has been construction for the most part of the morning. None of it has slowed folks down. I'm not really concerned about these travel times, but if you have to hit the roads, here's what you can expect. A pleasant drive along 37 northbound from Pleasanton, 31 minutes to the Alamo City, about 30 minutes along US 90 eastbound heading in from Castroville, and the arrival from Lytle should be about 18 minutes along I-35 northbound. But again, the problem is not being spotted on any of these TransGuide cameras just yet. So I'll step out of the studio now, talk to our friends over there at TransGuide, and we'll see if we have an update on the conditions out there. So other than that, make sure to drive safe, guys.
Thank you, Stephen. Like Justin just mentioned, the excessive heat warning continues for Bexar County with an expected high today of 104 degrees.
Our Sarah Costa is live downtown with what the city is doing to provide safety for residents. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Steph. Good morning, Mark. Yeah, that excessive heat warning coming with a heat index, like Justin mentioned earlier, anywhere between 108 and 110 degrees. It's why the city is urging its residents to stay cool, and they have public places where they can do so. So the city of San Antonio urging residents to find a place to keep cool after the National Weather Service issued an excessive heat warning for Bexar County. That warning is in effect until 9 p.m. Thursday. So when we are under a warning, it means the air temperature can reach 105 degrees and the heat index can soar up to 114 degrees. City officials alerted residents about the heat danger via text message and informed them about more than 30 public locations where they can keep cool. The locations include places like city libraries, senior and community centers. Residents who don't have transportation to get to a cooling center can use VIA's personal trip planner to help them find a bus route to a location near them. City officials urge residents to call and check on their neighbors who might be at high risk and ensure they have access to heat relief and hydration. And of course, just a reminder, never leave your pets or children in a car alone, especially a hot car. And also make sure to stay hydrated. You can find that list of all of those public cooling centers. Just head to ksat.com. Live from downtown, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Back to you guys.
Sarah, thank you. New details this morning on a camera found inside a women's restroom at a North San Antonio business. Police say 53-year-old Martine Aguilar was arrested after a woman found a camera behind a soap dispenser. SAPD says the camera sent images and video to Aguilar's phone. Right now, officers are trying to figure out if he might have placed other recording devices somewhere else. Arrest records didn't mention the business where the camera was found. Aguilar is charged with invasive visual recording.
Bond is set at $25,000 for a man who police say left his child at an intersection with no shirt or shoes on. Police say 37-year-old Christopher Martin left his 4-year-old son at an intersection on Paula Drive on the city's east side. Witnesses called police and told them the child was running up and down the street. The child told officers his dad dropped him off and left. Now, the San Antonio Police Department was able to get Martin's information through Child Protective Services. Martin is charged with endangering or abandoning a child.
Well, topping your morning headlines, American households have gained some much-needed relief as inflation reaches its lowest point since early 2021.
As ABC's Justin Finch reports, despite lower prices for gas and groceries, consumer prices in June were 3% higher than a year ago.
Good morning. That June labor statistics report finds a few of Americans' biggest expenses are coming down, with falling rent prices and stabilizing car costs. This morning, new economic data finding American households are able to stretch their dollar further today than 1 year ago. The U.S. Consumer Price Index, which measures how much households spend on average for goods and services and is used as a gauge for inflation, finding welcome news that for 12 straight months, inflation appears to be easing. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics finding June's consumer prices were 3% higher than a year ago, marking the lowest increase in more than 2 years, tumbling from last summer's peak when prices were 9% higher year over year. The stock market reacting.
We were anticipating something that was going to show a good bit of progress, and what we got this morning was even better.
The inflation cool down follows the June jobs report showing U.S. unemployment at 3.6%, the economy adding 209,000 jobs. The White House attributing that growth to Bidenomics, its effort to expand the economy through job creation, lowering costs, and U.S. investment. The Fed now weeks away from its July interest rate meeting. Many expect rate hikes will pick up again. While the U.S. economy is showing momentum, the U.S. Treasury Secretary cautions a recession is not fully off the table, as Republicans argue inflation remains too high and wages too low. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, Chinese hackers being blamed for recent attacks on U.S. government agencies, including the Commerce and State Departments. They managed to breach multiple email accounts, including one belonging to a cabinet member. The Commerce Department was also targeted during a recent breach of Microsoft's cloud security linked to hackers based in China. Officials say the hackers targeted Commerce Secretary's emails beginning in May, and the attack went undetected for about a month.
And they had over 30 days before it was even reported, and almost another 30 days before it was fully mitigated. So this is a very long period of time to gain access.
Microsoft says email data from 25 organizations was exposed. However, sources for ABC News say it appears unlikely the hackers got access to any high-value classified information.
And now to the extreme weather. At least 5 confirmed tornadoes hit the Chicago area last night, including one near Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. It prompted passengers to take shelter and disrupting hundreds of flights. This latest batch of wild weather comes as people across Vermont have been racing to clean up from this week's disastrous floods. More rain is expected there today. Now, thousands of people have lost homes and businesses, and officials say the recovery could take years, if not decades.
This may not be over. With rain in the forecast and nowhere for it to go, we could see waters rise again.
Meanwhile, forecasters are warning of dire consequences from the extreme heat across the South and the West. Phoenix will mark its 14th consecutive day of 110 degrees or above. Heat-related illnesses nationwide have more than doubled in the last month.
Over in Hollywood, the standoff between the union representing roughly 116,000 actors, performers, and media professionals is playing out like a movie script from a drama. And now the actors are striking alongside the Writers Guild of America. The main issue is money. Actors have been fighting for items like pensions, health care contributions, and additional payments when the shows they appear in or air on streaming services.
Looking ahead, there were no winners for the Powerball jackpot last night, so the next drawing is Saturday night. This weekend's jackpot could be the third largest in Powerball history at over $875 million. However, Powerball is reporting 2 tickets matched all 5 numbers except for the Powerball, and they are worth $1 million each. Those tickets were bought in Florida and Indiana.
And mega for tomorrow night's $560 million.
Yeah, you have options.
Play them both.
Why not?
6:10, 79 degrees.
After the break, Amazon Prime Day is over and thieves are ready to strike with thousands of packages on the way to San Antonio doorsteps. How you can keep your stuff from being stolen.
And outside with live cam hovering right around 80 degrees. Morning clouds kind of hanging around right now, but they will evaporate later in the searing sunshine of South Texas. That's coming up right here on GMSA. We'll talk to Justin. Just about 6:15, Amazon Prime Days have passed, and now your porch could be a prime target for thieves.
Security.org says post-Prime Day package thefts could set a record this year. And San Antonio police say you can keep thieves at bay by tracking your package and asking someone to get it off your front porch. You can also use visible security cameras as a deterrent or have the package shipped to your workplace or a smart locker.
If you see something suspicious, if you see someone that's not supposed to be on your neighbor's driveway or in their porch, call the police. Be a good neighbor.
And if you become a victim or theft or see something suspicious, you are asked to call the San Antonio Police Department. That number, 210-207-7273.
Those smart lockers are a good option. I've seen them at convenience stores, gas stations all around town.
Yeah, they're popping up more.
More and more.
And that helps out.
A better option. 6:15 right now.
Let's check back with Steven. It looks kind of crazy out there at I-35 at Schertz Parkway.
Yeah, we said this looked like a light show going to commercial break. Get a look there, guys. 35 at Schertz Parkway. This is that crash I told you about. Talked to our friends over at TransGuide when I stepped out of the studio, and things are not looking good out there. The southbound lanes are already busy, but check out those northbound lanes. Looks like we have several of those lanes that are blocked at this hour. So nothing's been confirmed yet by TxDOT, but we are seeing reports of a crash in the area, so I'll have that labeled as that until we get a little bit more information. But check out the backup also taking place along that corridor. Just not a good situation if you're heading out north of Loop 1604, let's say to Schertz or anywhere further up a little bit later this morning. Giving you a wide look, though, back here in town, there's really not a lot else going on. So we want to keep a focus here along 35 on the northeast side. Right now, if you are traveling into town, it should be about a 20-minute drive time, again, in the southbound lanes. But the northbound lanes is where we're really seeing that buildup. Right now, it will take you about 37 minutes to get from 410, I-35 north, 410 to New Braunfels. So just keep that in your back pocket as we get the morning commute rolling. I'm going to send a push alert out here momentarily, but right now I would just advise you to scan the QR code that's on your screen. That not only has a list of all the current closures, but any incident that pops up are our Twitter account is linked to our page on there as well. So I'll post any incident that pops up that takes you directly to the page, gets you in the know before you go. I don't know if we can bring that shot back to TransGuide one last time, but we still have plenty of those flashing lights out there, and it doesn't look like a good situation from what we're seeing here in the studio. We're going to track it very closely, and let's see, there you go. We'll track that very closely, but it's hard to tell if we have how many lanes we have blocked at this hour until we get that information confirmed.
Well, it seems like every day we have something going on at Schertz. They're on I-35 in one direction or the other.
Right.
And it's a busy area, especially now and soon, the hours to come.
Yep.
All right.
Justin, good morning.
Good morning. One thing we've been watching closely, I know you've been watching the roads, but we've been watching what's going on out in the Gulf of Mexico because these water temperatures are just rising to incredible levels. We're seeing water temperatures close to 90. And by the way, these are the numbers right now, but close to 90 here on the Texas coast. Florida, it's been even worse. I saw a report yesterday where the water temperature was 97. There on the west side of the Everglades. These are some of the hottest temperatures we've ever seen as far as recorded history here with these water temperatures. And so what does that mean? Well, obviously, if you go down to the beach, you're going to notice it, but it also has an effect on the animal life that is there in the Gulf of Mexico. Some of the reefs, the coral reefs, can have an effect there. And also, we have to think about if we get a hurricane or anything like that coming into the Gulf of Mexico, it would feed off of numbers like this. It would feed off this energy, and you get a rapidly developing hurricane. As we look at the big picture here, it's not just along the coast. We're seeing pretty big numbers even as you go well out into the Atlantic. So once the Atlantic hurricane season gets going again, we could see some rapidly intensifying hurricanes. And as we look at the beach and bay forecast here, temperatures will be plenty warm. If you're heading down to the beach next couple of days, maybe for a long weekend, temperatures will be around 94 on Friday, 93 Saturday and Sunday, and seas will be anywhere from 3 to 5 feet. So yeah, definitely warm down there and definitely warm here in San Antonio. Right now we're at 80. We're still waiting to drop below that mark. It just has not happened yet. Mostly cloudy. Dew point is still at 75, and we have a heat index at this hour of 85. As we look forward in time, 2 o'clock, 99. 104 is the forecast high today. Heat index will be around 108. And I think we'll be right in that range, 108, 109, pretty close to where we were yesterday, in a good southeasterly wind anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then tonight, even at 10 o'clock, we're still dealing with 90s before we drop into the 80s there by midnight. Forecast heat index around the area. This is not a great looking map. 106, the forecast heat index in Canyon Lake. 111 in Seguin, 113 in Floresville. This is around 5 o'clock today. But everybody will likely be above that 105 mark, or at least close to it when it comes to that feels like number. Hey, I want to show you the severe weather reports from yesterday. There were quite a few, not here in Texas, but across the Midwest. And interestingly enough, there were 7 tornado reports, and most of those were right around the city of Chicago. Don't see that too often. They had tornado warnings for downtown Chicago, and there was some minor damage there with some storms that came through. The severe weather risk moves west today, Denver, Rapid City down to Amarillo, and then across the northeast they could see some more severe weather today. We're just not getting any rain here. High pressure is keeping that all away, and high pressure shifts west over the weekend but comes right back to us next week. So the forecast stays the same. We've got triple digits every day, heat index 108 plus, and today, yeah, we're at 104. We're just working our way through July. It will change eventually, but this has been a rough month.
Yeah, it has. Even simple things like just getting in and out of the car. I'm kind of looking after my niece and nephew as well as my daughter.
Right.
And so we went to the museum the other day. I'm like, don't touch the seatbelt, because we were in there for a couple of hours, and the metal part, it could be something else.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll buckle you in.
Yeah, and then it takes forever to get the car cooled down.
Yes.
Turn the air on high, and it still takes like 10 minutes.
Yes, it's interesting out there.
621, 79 degrees.
And just ahead, there's a new menace off the California coast, an aggressive sea otter who's going after surfers and kayakers. What's being done about it? In your GMA First Look.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq is different and may help. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can dramatically relieve RA and PSA symptoms, including fatigue for some. It can stop joint damage, and in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Done settling?
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq.
And take back what's yours.
Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
In this morning's GMA First Look, move over orcas and sharks. There's a different marine creature off America's coast.
Oh my gosh!
An aggressive female sea otter is rattling surfers, stealing their surfboards and damaging them in the process.
It started to get pretty close to me, so I got kind of scared.
Last month, Noah Wormhout and his friend were looking to catch some waves, but instead catching 841's interest. Take a look at how she commandeers their board.
Once I saw it jump on the board, I kind of I didn't even know what to think. I was just kind of what's happening?
This is very, very atypical and very rare.
And coming up at 7 a.m., the new warning from California authorities. Why they're so surprised at what she's doing as they attempt to catch her. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News, Los Angeles, California.
And looking ahead, Krispy Kreme is celebrating its 86th birthday Friday with a super cheap donut deal. So they're offering 86-cent original glazed dozens with the purchase of any dozen at a regular price. The hot sweet glazed treat has become a dessert icon over the decades.
I think we had a weird typo there. I think it's 86 cents original glazed donuts.
Okay. I was like, a dozen and a dozen? Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Founder Vernon Rudolph started out selling donuts to grocery stores back in 1937. Pretty soon, the irresistible donut scent wafted into the streets and had passers-by asking if they could buy the donuts themselves. So Rudolph launched an operation selling directly to the public, and the rest, as they say, is history.
I like that sign out there. Even if I'm not getting donuts, it makes me happy just to see, okay, they're ready.
Fresh and ready to go.
Yeah.
627, 79 degrees.
And still ahead at 6:30, Bexar County investigators are working to figure out how a woman wound up dead in a field behind a shopping center on the far east side. What they're saying this morning about that case.
And we're getting closer to looking at a new floating border wall on the Rio Grande, how that controversial buoy system works, and who's paying for it.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide. Still problems out there at I-35 at Schertz Parkway. Things look pretty bad and pretty slow there. We're going to be checking in with our Stephen Cavazos very soon.
Right now, GMSA, San Antonio police investigating a deadly crash on the city's west side. What we've been able to learn overnight from the scene. Plus,
no matter what they decide, he should never be a free man again.
A San Antonio mother is speaking out months after a deadly attack inside her home that killed one of her daughters. What she is saying now about her ex-husband's indictment in that case.
Outside with live cam, right around 80 degrees at San Antonio International Airport. We're going to check in with Justin to see how hot it will be today and how everybody, including our feathered friends, are trying to stay cool.
Everybody is. Squirrels, everybody. Hey, good morning. It is July 13th, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, let's go straight to Justin. We know it was 105 yesterday, more of the same today.
Squirrels, possums, ducks, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
They're all trying to stay cool. I'm surprised the ducks haven't just, moved up to Canada, just flown right up to Canada. Got out of this heat. But this is Oliver and Cinnamon, and they have a little pool there staying cool. We all got to try to find a way. Sylvia sent this in, by the way. We appreciate the pictures, as always. And as we look at the numbers across the state today, it's another scorcher. 104 here in San Antonio. Our heat index will be close to 108. Dallas yesterday had a heat index of 113. They're probably going to be in the same spot again today. Wichita Falls. Really, anywhere you go across the Lone Star State, you're running into this heat. There are excessive heat warnings, heat advisories for basically the entire state. And it's not just us, the desert Southwest. And we'll show you some temperatures across Death Valley, what's coming up there. Here in just a little bit, but the numbers are just incredible. For us today, 96 at 1 o'clock, 99 at 2 p.m. We'll be up around 104 for a high heat index, as we said, close to 108. And that heat index stays above 100 all the way through, say, 9, 10 o'clock before those temperatures finally cool down a little bit and we get some relief. Not much, but some. I know there's some problems on the roadways this morning. Hopefully nothing too bad out there, Stephen.
Justin, unfortunately, I can't say that. This looks really bad out here at 35 at Schertz Parkway. Let's get a wider look now at TransGuide. You can see we have more folks out on the road, which have created more issues for anyone that is navigating through there. Schertz PD has put out some information. They want folks to pretty much avoid this area or use caution if they can or they have to drive through it because the northbound lanes are completely shut down at this point. Let's get you to our map where we have that mess that continues to build out there. 35 northbound between Schertz Parkway and FM 3009. According to Schertz PD, left and center lane are blocked at this hour, which is leading to some big delays. But based on what we were seeing on TransGuide, it looked like pretty much all the lanes were closed off. So we'll watch it closely, but expect some pretty big delays if you're heading up north of 1604 on the northeast side a little bit later this morning. The problems aren't really too bad here in town. We see a few stalled vehicles and construction. I'm not really worried about that. But again, I do want you to be aware of what you can expect before you have to hit the roads and get to your destination, because we want you to get there on time and safely. Southbound lanes of 35 shouldn't be too much of an issue if you are heading from I-35 southbound New Braunfels to, let's say, Loop 410. Problem again is on the north side. I-35 north of Loop 410 over to New Braunfels should be about a 40-minute commute. So make preparations ahead of time. Maybe look for a different route this morning because it's not clear yet when we'll see this issue clear out. Again, major crash reported by the Schertz Police Department. We'll watch it closely and I'll have more updates for you coming up a little bit later on. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, a man walking across Highway 90 on the west side is dead after being struck by a van late last night.
Sarah Costa is live downtown. Sarah, did that driver stop and call for help?
Good morning, Mark and Steph. Yes, that driver did call 911. However, by the time EMS arrived on scene, they had found that man had already died. So here's a look at what the scene looked like earlier last night. Police first got the call around 10:30 p.m. San Antonio police say a man driving a white van was headed eastbound on Highway 90 just past Loop 410 on the west side when he hit a man that was walking across the highway. A sergeant on scene tells us the man was struck with such force he was thrown over the fence and median over the highway to the westbound lanes of Highway 90. So like I said earlier, EMS found the man had already died when they got to the scene. Police say that driver won't be facing any charges. And at this time, police believe the man that was struck was homeless. So I got off the phone earlier with the medical examiner, and they told me at this time they do not have an ID or a name for that man that died. Live from downtown, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Back to you guys.
People who go through violence at this level don't survive.
Mariah Clare did survive that attack in her own home along with her 2-year-old daughter. However, her 11-month-old daughter did not. The man police say is responsible, Mariah's ex-husband and the girl's father, has been indicted by a Bexar County jury. Mariah Clare has spent the last 3 months trying to recover from that attack on April 10th. San Antonio police say her ex-husband, Stephen Clare, shot Mariah, then stabbed their daughters. Both Mariah and 2-year-old Rosalie have had 2 surgeries each. They're expected to make full physical recoveries, but the psychological wounds are still deep. Stephen Clare is charged with capital murder of a child under 10, attempted capital murder of a child under 10, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon causing serious bodily injury.
I don't know that there is a punishment severe enough for the crime that he committed. No matter what they decide, he should never be a free man again.
Yeah, right now it's not clear whether Stephen Clare will face the death penalty. Prosecutors have not taken that off the table. In the meantime, he is in jail until his trial.
New details this morning on a case of a woman who was found dead behind a shopping center. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says someone driving a ATV found the body Wednesday afternoon on North Foster Road between Summerfest and Benz Engelman in East Bexar County. And right now, deputies don't know what led up to her death, but the sheriff did say the woman was homeless, so her death could have been heat-related. The sheriff also pointed out the woman had some minor injuries on her face when they found her.
That she's partially clothed and does have some signs of trauma. But at this point, it's just too early to tell if that trauma contributed in any way to her death or if this is just a heat-related death.
The intersection in East Bexar County where the crime scene was closed down during the investigation. For the latest details, you can follow along with this story on our website at ksat.com. 6:38 on your Thursday morning. For the first time, KSAT is getting a close look at Governor Greg Abbott's new floating border wall.
A private company is installing buoys along the Rio Grande, and the purpose is to keep migrants from crossing. So we spoke with Lieutenant Christopher Olivares with the Texas Department of Public Safety. He says the buoys should discourage migrants from crossing into the U.S., but he says some attempts will be made to cross the river, even with that barrier.
We do know for a fact that whether it be a migrant or whether it be a smuggling organization in Mexico, they're going to try to find ways to defeat this barrier. So we will have manpower that will be monitoring this barrier. And of course, if there's any damages or anybody does make it across, then they could possibly face some type of state criminal charges.
This operation has been funded by the state. Right now on our website, hear from local leaders who say they're thankful for the state's efforts, but say the buoys are just a Band-Aid and not a real solution to the problem. Again, all on ksat.com.
Happening today, property tax legislation could finally move out of the state legislature. State senators approved 2 of the 3 bills on Wednesday, and the Senate will vote on the third piece of the $18 billion package this afternoon. If it passes both chambers, the governor could sign it by the end of the week. You can read more about the property tax deal on our website at ksat.com.
Right now, just about 640, 79 degrees.
And studies show that 93% of people believe that self-confidence is a key to success at work. However, most people struggle with it. Just ahead, how you can build self-confidence and get what you want.
6:43, welcome back. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you? 93% of people believe self-confidence is the key to success at work.
However, many people struggle with it. And as Leslie Hudson tells us, it's never too late to learn. It just takes one small step at a time.
As a professor, I see many of my students who dim their lives or turn their lights off.
In Professor Lilani Carver Matalon's TED Talk, she shares what her students at Maryville University really want.
Over and over and over, I heard, I want to be more confident.
She uses a simple approach that anyone, anywhere can try.
What I found is to increase your confidence, you have to take small risks that are outside of your comfort zone.
Think of it as building a confidence wall.
So you take a small risk, it goes well, you add a brick. You take another small risk, it goes well, you add a brick. You take a small risk, it doesn't go well. You don't die. You survive.
Ways to build your professional confidence wall: go to a networking event. Teach yourself tech, whether it's the latest Chat GPT or how to create an effective TikTok. And interview for a job you think you're not qualified for.
If you qualify for 50 to 60% of that job, you should be applying.
You are beautiful. And remember, how you talk to yourself matters.
So if your voice in your head says, wow, that was really stupid, I can't believe you said that, you literally have to correct it and say, no, everybody says something stupid.
Spend a few minutes each day saying mantras to help you create a powerful image.
Those things over time make a huge difference in your confidence and who you are.
I'm Leslie Hudson reporting.
Okay, 6:45, still watching some problems on the far northeast side.
Let's check back with Stephen Cavazos.
It's not been good, guys. We have been watching this area closely. Our producer, Colin, had even noticed that it looked like first responders were actually directing people off of the highway, but it looks like we're also seeing some progress within the last few moments. Some of the lanes have reopened there along I-35 northbound, but I'm still spotting those flashing lights out there in the distance. Be on the lookout because we had a major crash reported by Schertz PD, and we just pretty much listed the area as closed because it did look like first responders were moving people off of the highway. That was reported between Schertz Parkway and FM 3009. Giving you a wide look, though, of the map, it has been quiet here in town for the most part, but as we give you that wider look, another crash may have popped up somewhere on the far west side of Loop 1604 near State Highway 151. I'll look into that in the next few moments, but it does look like our commute is already shaping up to be with some trouble out on the roadways. Let's hope everyone is doing okay out there. I did not like the way this was looking earlier, but I do like to see some improvements out there. And I know for a lot of the drivers that we're trying to navigate, this is good news for them. But there are no word yet on any injuries. I will email the Church Police Department here in the next few minutes to see if we can get some details as to what caused that crash, how many vehicles were involved, if there were any injuries. But as always, really most important thing is let's hope everyone was doing okay and no serious injuries out there.
All right. Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Creative ways to stay cool. Find shade.
We're running out of those.
Stay inside.
Those are the main ones. And we have these excessive heat warnings in place. You may be asking, well, what does that mean? Well, typically the threshold is a temperature of 105, heat index around 113 or more. We're in that range. They've put those excessive heat warnings out for parts of Texas and parts of the desert Southwest. But the main takeaway here is it is just hot, and it's sort of creeping into that danger zone that you just can't spend several hours outside like you normally would with this kind of heat. It's, of course, the heat high is behind all of this, and we look at the forecast high temperatures today. Out in West Texas, places like Midland and Pecos are going to be up around 110. You get out to the desert Southwest, Phoenix, 110. It's more of a dry heat out there, but temperatures are really going to start soaring. You see Furnace Creek there. That is the reporting site for Death Valley. And I want to show you the forecast for Death Valley going forward. 130 is what we're thinking, or what the National Weather Service is thinking out there for Sunday. The all-time record high is 134, although that has come into question. I was thinking back in 1913. The most up-to-date high temperature there was 130, and that was set just 2 years ago. And this is, we're talking hottest place on the planet, okay? So Death Valley is really going to be baking. They're going to have temperatures up above 120 for several days. Our forecast includes more heat indices above 105, so that's what we're contending with. We have more humidity here. We've already seen 18 now days with heat index values up over 105. We're going to continue to add to this. Right now we're in second place all time since records have been kept here in San Antonio. 1948 is at the top still with 24 days where they had a heat index at 105 or above. We'll see where we land, but we don't like all these records. We prefer that we don't make these lists, but unfortunately it's just where we are. 80 degrees right now. Dew point is at 75. And the forecast for today, 99 by 2 o'clock. We'll be up around 104. That feels like number around 108. So we likely add to that list today. And then by 9 o'clock, we're at 94. It takes until 10 p.m. or thereafter to drop below 90 degrees. Heat index values around the area will be 108 plus. Some places yesterday were above 110. I would bet we'll see a similar setup a little bit later today. It is a CPS Energy Yellow Day. We'll remind you to conserve a little bit during those afternoon hours. 3 to 8 p.m. is that time frame we look for. High pressure drifts west. That's why Death Valley is going to be so hot over the weekend. So we can shave a degree or two off our forecast maybe Sunday, Monday. But this thing comes back. Our heat high comes back into play next week. So the triple digits are pretty much here to stay. We've got heat indices up over 108, especially next couple of days. Yeah, there's not much more to say other than you look long term, like way out there, maybe some hope. A week and a half away, but it's just too early to say.
Okay, but a week and a half away is better than, long-term October. Or November.
It probably takes until then for us to really cool down, but if we can just, get into the 90s or something, that would be nice.
Yeah, going back to the 90s would be great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to October and November and
that too.
December. 6:50, 79 degrees.
Many of us are traveling for summer vacation, and there are a few important items you don't want to leave at home. Tomorrow on GMSA, RJ Marcus tells us how you can travel easier.
Outside with Live Cam. Thanks, as always, for starting your day with GMSA.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, so much weather to talk about. It starts with the tornadoes around the Midwest, Chicago area, seeing several tornadoes. They're going to be doing all those damage surveys today. Today, we have to look for the damaging winds and tornadoes throughout the Northeast. Pittsburgh up to Burlington, Vermont, that just gets hit so hard with the flash flooding. I'll have that and all the heat across most of the South. Then new evidence that inflation is cooling, where prices are coming down the most. You'll see those stories and so much more right here on GMA.
And before we go, another big win for our San Antonio Spurs. The team was named ESPN's Sports Humanitarian Teen of the Year last night during the ESPYs. Now, they received the honor for helping the Uvalde community heal after the tragedy at Robb Elementary School. The team formed the Sport for Healing Fund and partnered with multiple organizations, including the NBA, to help the shooting victims' families. We have more information on our website at ksat.com. And coming up today on GMSA at 9, we are exploring a rapidly immersive training tool that local companies are using.
Tiffany Huerta shows us how a virtual reality program created by a local company is taking employee safety training at a major vehicle manufacturing plant to another level.
So tune in for that story and more today on GMSA at 9.
Straight to Steven and a look at traffic.
All right, guys, things are looking a lot better along 35 at Schertz, but let's get a quick look before we let you go here, because things, again, moving a lot better there at 410 at Marbach as well, but getting busier minute by minute. Always expected now that we've started morning rush. Be on the lookout. Although the situation at 35 has cleared, we have a new one at State Highway 151 westbound at Loop 1604. A crash reported by TxDOT. No shots from TransGuide, so we're going to have to watch the map closely and hope everyone is doing okay out there. One last jump back over here to the northeast side where we did have a major crash reported. It's been cleared out according to PD, but we're still seeing a slowdown at 34 miles per hour in those northbound lanes, Justin.
And we're still trying to get that temperature below 80 degrees this morning. Clouds are here for now. They likely break up, and I think you know how it's going to end up today. 104, the forecast high, 103, 102. Next several days, a lot of heat index 108 plus. We have excessive heat warnings in effect. So we're going to be dealing with the heat for at least another 7 days.
So the airport temp is still 80.
Yes.
Even if it says 79.
temp says 79.
We're going to look. We may briefly have dropped below 80. We'll see. But
that'd be nice.
We're going to fight tooth and nail for that 1 degree, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
79 looks better. Have a good day, guys.